Hello and welcome friends. So in previous video we have seen this logger util.logger. Now we need how we are going to in this previous video that was every time it was creating the multiple file. So if you see 736 is entry is there. Now if I want to create if I want to append this again and again, then how we are going to do that one. So we need to add only true after this, which is the second parameter. This function will take second parameter. If we pass true, then it will append that entry on the file. Okay, so now let me execute the program. So now if you see inside the notepad plus plus 736 entry is there. Now let me reopen the file again. So that will get the updated now 737 record, 737 entry should be there. So if you see, yeah, it is getting appended 736 after 737. So to append the data inside this one, we can directly do this we need to pass only the second parameter as the true, so that it will get to append inside my this file. So now come to the second part, that thing, like in Java, as that is a platform independent, so it can be run on the Windows or it can be run on the Unix as well. So that this location should not be hard coded, it should be coming from somewhere, or it is some defined thing. So now let me come to the third part here, like to how to make the dynamic thing, like dynamic location. So I'm going to use the system.get property as the user directory. So whatever the current user directory, it will go there and it will put the file separator. So whatever it is the unique or it is the it will be Windows, so based on that it will take the file separator. Then after that it will create it will put the one more file as the mylog file.log and as true for appending the data. So let me execute the program, and so that we can get the output. And if you see, the current directory user directory is this one only, logger.util. Inside that we have file created mylog file.log, and inside that after 740 we have 745 here. Okay, so appending of the data is also working here. And based on the system, whatever the system is there, Unix or Windows or whatever the system, it will take the current user directory, and then it will get the file separator, and after that it will create one file which is mylog file.log, and after that it will just call this function, it will just print that logger. So what we need to now, the next thing is that we are calling the init function once again, like again and again. So doing that one, instead of doing that one, we can just put this inside the static blocks, so that it will initialize whenever this function whenever this my class is getting compiled. So just saving this one. Now if you say the static block execute first, and in the main function this logger will already get initialized. And if you see, logger initialized, and here also we got the exception as 746. Okay, so next we are getting 746. So we have removed this one init function also. So this is one overhead also got resolved, and we have put in the static block. Now that this mylogger.java file will be one of my the function, this class where the all the logger will be defined, and this class I will access from the outside of any of my business logic class, wherever I have entered my the business logic. So how to do that one, we'll check. I will create a business logic.java, and the same function we are going to use. So as this logger cannot be accessed from the outside this mylogger.class, so I have created one another function like a public static void write to log. Inside that I need to pass as the message, this will be logger info. If any exception is there, then I have already overloaded the message as the exception, here exp, and we are going to pass the warning as message and exp, the same thing already, which is already we have there. Just I have created two more functionality which can be accessed outside of the this class. So these are the public class, public static void class, so it can be accessed outside of this class. How to do that one? Now come to the business logic.java file. Here I have created a main function. Inside that, call from the external class, then it will throw one exception, and that exception we are going to pass as the right to log exception comma e. So the same method which is overloaded with one with only the message, and one with the message with the exception object. So it will come here and it will just print this log message inside logger file. So let me execute this program. So we got the error, and if we check here, so it is 750, and we got the result here as the 750 here. So like this we can implement this logger functionality inside our application based on the requirement. You can implement multiple way based on your requirement, and whatever the input output or whatever the format you want, you can define your own format. So I hope you understood this logic, and if you have any doubt, any question, any suggestion, then please put in the comment section. I will definitely reply on that, and I will also try to improve this thing also. If you have any suggestion, that is also welcome here. So in coming video we will see the log4j, slf4j, logback as well. So please subscribe to my channel, friend. Thank you so much.